Hello students, welcome back to online session. Here, no need to introduce myself because you know who I am. Okay, today I am going to explain you the ninth lesson. Okay, what is that? Phrasal zone. Understood, children? Before going to explain this lesson, I would like to revise the last lesson. What is the last lesson, children? It is desert regions. Okay. In that lesson, what did you learn? You learned about the deserts. Okay. What is the definition of desert? Where they are located? What type of climate experienced by the desert regions? And see, vegetation, wildlife. Vegetation and wildlife means I told you so many times vegetation is nothing but plants and trees, wildlife is nothing but animals. And life of the people living in the desert zone, life of the people living in the desert areas. All these things you learned in the previous lesson, that is desert regions. Okay. Now in this lesson you are going to learn about the desert zone. Okay. Now, before going to explain this lesson, I would like to ask you a few questions. Okay. See, children, what is the Earth? The Earth is a planet. Okay. What is a planet? A planet is nothing but it is a celestial body which does not have its own heat and light. Okay. Planets receive heat and light from the stars. Okay. See, Earth is also a planet, isn't it? Earth is also a planet among 8 planets. Earth receives heat and light from the sun, which is the nearest star. Okay. See children, into how many heat zones is the Earth divided? The Earth is divided into 3 heat zones. What are they? First one is torrid zone, second one is temperate zone, and third one is freezer zone. Okay. These are the heat zones. Now today in this class, we are going to learn about freezer zone. Okay. See, let us see first where is the freezer zone located. See, in this lesson we are going to learn, say, climate, vegetation, wildlife, and life of the people. See, how is the climate? It is very cold throughout the year. And vegetation, vegetation is very sparse. That means we find very few plants and trees. Next, wildlife. What is wildlife? Wildlife means animals. What are the animals we are going to find in the freezer zone? Next, life. What type of life is led by the people in the freezer zone? All these points we are going to learn in this lesson. Okay, children. First, let us see the location. Okay, location. Where are the freezer zones location? Where is the freezer zone location? Here we have north freezer zone and south freezer zone. North freezer zone and south freezer zone. From where to where north freezer zone is located? North freezer zone is located between, see, what is this? This is equator, this is Tropic of Cancer, this is Arctic Circle. See, here, this is 0° latitude. 0° latitude is called the equator. Understood, children? Here, this is called Tropic of Cancer. Okay, this is called Arctic Circle. 66.5° north latitude is called Arctic Circle. See, children, from where to where it is located? North freezer zone is located between Arctic Circle. See, Arctic Circle to North Pole. It is located between Arctic Circle to North Pole. Okay, North freezer zone. North frigid zone is located between Arctic Circle to North Pole. That means it is located between 66.5 degree north latitude to 90 degrees north latitude. It is located between 66.5 degree north latitude to 90 degree north latitude. Okay, this is the latitudinal value of the frigid zone. It is located between 66.5 degree north latitude to 90 degree north latitude. That means it is located between, say, Arctic Circle to North Pole. Understood? Now let us see South frigid zone. Where is South frigid zone located? South frigid zone is located between, say, 66.5 degree south latitude to 90 degree south latitude. That means it is located between Antarctic Circle. This is called Antarctic Circle. Antarctic Circle to South Pole. Understood, children? It is located between Antarctic Circle to South Pole. See, Antarctic Circle to South Pole. And say between 66.5 degrees south to 90 degree south latitude. Okay. See here, South frigid zone. Between, say, South frigid zone is located between Antarctic Circle to South Pole. That means the areas which are located between Antarctic Circle to South Pole comes under South frigid zone. See, latitudinal value is 66.5 degrees south latitude to 90 degree south latitude. This is all about the location of the frigid zone. Here we have South frigid zone and here we have North frigid zone. Okay, this is all. See. This is all South frigid zone and this is all North frigid zone. Okay. Now, next. Next, let us say, what are the countries? What are the countries come under North frigid zone? Okay, what are the countries located in the North frigid zone? Let us see now. Greenland, Northern Canada, Northern Alaska, Northern Alaska, Northern Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland, Northern Siberia. Northern Siberia. These are the countries located in a North frigid zone. Okay, children. See, Greenland, Northern Canada, Northern Alaska, Northern Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland, Northern Siberia. These are the countries located in North Desert Zone. So Greenland, where it is located? Greenland is located in North America. Northern Canada, it is also located in North America. Next, Alaska, United States. Okay, Alaska is located in United States. It also comes under North America. Next, Scandinavia. It is located in Europe. Okay. Next, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland. These are located in what the Europe. Next, Siberia. Siberia, it is located in Russia. It is a part of Russia. See, Russia is called as a transcontinental country. Transcontinental country. Okay, Russia is called as transcontinental country. What do you mean by transcontinental? Transcontinental is nothing but a state which is situated more than one continent. Okay, the state which is situated in the state which is situated on more than one continent is called a transcontinental country. Here, see Russia. Russia is located in Asia as well as Europe. That means it is a part of Asia as well as Europe. That is why it is called a transcontinental country. Understood, children? Now, let us say in South Desert Zone. See which continent is called frozen continent. Which continent is called frozen continent? Antarctica. See, Antarctica is called a frozen continent. This Antarctica is located in a South Desert Zone. Understood, children? See, it is extremely cold. Why it is extremely cold? Because it is covered with ice throughout the year. Okay, so that is why it is uninhabited by the people. That means we do not find any people in Antarctica. Okay, it is covered with ice throughout the year. Understood? It is called frozen continent. Next, let us see climate. What type of climate is experienced by the North Desert Zone and the South Desert Zone? See, children, already I told you in the earlier lessons, that means previous lessons. Say what type of rays are issued by torrid zone? The torrid zone receives direct rays. Okay, direct rays of the sun. The torrid zone receives direct rays of the sun. So that is why, how is the climate here? The climate is hot. Okay, hot and wet throughout the year in torrid zone. Direct rays. Say, for example, this is the sun. Say, this is the sun. Say, this is the sun. Here, how does this area receive the sunlight? See, straight, direct rays. Okay, that is why it is very hot. Torrid zone is very hot. See, what type of rays are received by this temperate zone? Temperate zone receives slanting rays. Okay, the slanting rays. Slanting rays means this type of rays. Okay, straight means direct means this. Here, the temperate zone, north temperate zone and south temperate zone receive slanting rays like this. Okay, so that is why, how is the climate here? It is moderate. Moderate means neither too hot nor too cold. That means It is not so hot, not so cold. Next is this Fraser zone. Okay. How does the Fraser zone receive? What type of rays are received by the Fraser zone? Scattered rays. Okay. The scattered rays are received by the Fraser zone. That means it receives very least amount of sunlight, intense sunlight. That means very least amount of sunlight. So that is why Fraser zones are covered with ice throughout the year. Covered with ice. Okay, Fraser zones are covered with ice throughout the year. That is why here, how is the climate? The climate is extremely cold. It is very cold in the Fraser zone. Okay, here how is the rays spread over here? Say the rays here in the Fraser zone, the rays spread over wide area. That is why it is very cold. It receives very least amount of sunlight. Understood, children? Here it is covered with the areas of the North Fraser zone and South Fraser zone are covered with ice throughout the year. Here next. These regions, okay, these regions, the regions which are located in the Fraser zones are covered with glaciers. Okay, are covered with glaciers. Glaciers and thick layer of ice. Okay, here the areas in the Fraser zones are covered with the glaciers and a thick layer of ice. What do you mean by glaciers? Glaciers are nothing but frozen rivers. Okay, frozen rivers. Frozen rivers are called glaciers. Next, thick layer of ice. Okay, this is called as ice cap. What do you mean by ice cap? Ice cap is nothing but thick layer of ice. So that is why these regions, these areas are extremely cold throughout the year. Next here, the sun rises and sets only once in a year throughout the once in a year around the area. See, the sun rises and sets only once in a year in the areas around the poles. Okay, these are the poles now. North pole. See, this is North Pole, this is South Pole. The areas around the poles. See, there the sun rises and sets only once in a year. Okay, here in these regions, there is continuous darkness in the months of winter. That means during winter season there is continuous darkness. Okay, and continuous light in summer. That means during the months of summer there is continuous light, and during the months of winter there is continuous darkness around the areas of the poles. Okay. Next. Vegetation and wildlife. Vegetation and wildlife. What type of vegetation is found in this region? Let us see now. See, already I told you that this region, frigid zone, north frigid zone and south frigid zone, they are extremely cold. Okay, due to that, they have tundra vegetation. Okay, tundra vegetation. That means they are covered with ice. These regions are covered with ice throughout the year. What do you mean by tundra? Tundra is nothing but icy lands. Okay, icy lands. So the vegetation which is grown in the icy lands is called tundra vegetation. Understood, children? Why it has tundra vegetation? Because here the areas are covered with ice throughout the year. Okay. Next, during summer months, we see few plants growing here. Okay. In summer months, what happens? Due to the sunlight, the ice melts. Okay. Due to that, we see some plants. Okay. Some flower bearing plants and say flower bearing plants and shrubs bearing berries. Next, mosses, lichens and grasses. Okay, this is the vegetation found in the frigid zone. Okay, say due to the sun rays, what happens? Due to the sunlight, what happens? The ice melts. Okay, due to that, we find some plants. Okay, plants bearing flowers or flower bearing plants and shrubs bearing berries, mosses, lichens and grasses are seen in the frigid zones. Okay, now let us come to the animals. Wildlife. Wildlife is nothing but animals. Here we see wolves, foxes, owls, squirrels, snowshoe, hare, musk, ox, ermine, polar bear, and reindeers. Okay. See, these are the animals found in the frigid zone. Okay. See, wolves, foxes, owls, squirrels, snowshoe, hare, musk, ox, ermine, polar bear. Next, reindeer. These are the animals found in the frigid zone. Okay. See, in North America, these are the animals found in the frigid zone. Understood, children? See, children, these animals' body is covered with thick coat of fur. Okay, these animals' body is covered with the thick coat of fur. Say, this fur helps them to control the extreme cold climate of the frigid zone. That means this fur helps them to overcome the extreme climate, severe cold of the frigid zone. Understood, children? That means it keeps their body warm. Because of this fur only, they are able to stay in such a cold climate. Okay. Next, during summer season, we see some birds and insects. During summer season, we see some birds and insects also. Birds and insects in the desert zone. Say during winter season, what happens? Due to extreme cold, okay, due to extreme cold, some animals become dormant, okay. Some animals become dormant and some animals migrate. Migrate. Okay. What do you mean by dormant? Dormant means inactive. Okay. They become inactive. Uh, Next, migration. Migrate means going from one place to another place. Due to extreme cold, what happens? Some animals and some birds they move to warmer places. Okay, in order to keep their body warm and in order to get the food. So that is why what they do. Some animals and birds move to another places, warmer places. Understood, children? Here. Today, this is enough, children. I hope you all understood today's lesson. Okay. See, listen, what you have to do means after finishing one lesson, you have to open your textbooks. Okay. Open your textbooks and go through the lesson 2 or 3 times. Then, see, while reading the textbook, what you have to do means you have to underline the hard words. Okay. And write 5 times or 10 times. And if you don't know any meaning means you should open your dictionary and find out the meanings. If at all, if you don't understand from dictionary also, then see you have to call me and clarify the doubts. Okay, children. Thank you. Have a nice day.